The walking continues amidst rain. Thoroughly enjoying it. Reminded of the wonderful times I've had with my nephew Tane, doing a rain dance on this very terrace. So beautiful to be with nature. There were further questions from some of the Katham readers who are more astrologically inclined to talk in a little more detail about the chakras and the rashis this time rather than the grahas. So let me connect the chakras in our Kundalini system to the rashis or the zodiac signs. Again, the connection is really beautiful, especially when you perceive it from a South Indian style of drawing the horoscope, which, as you know, is a rectangle. So right now, because I'm walking, I can't illustrate that, but those of you who are familiar with the Jadagam or Jataka of the South Indian style know that the sun and the moon, the luminaries, which I said were basically symbolically in the eyes, are given the rightmost position and just one zodiac sign each. Cancer or Karkataka belongs to the moon, and Leo or Simha belongs to the sun. So you see that is in the center of the rightmost position of the chart. And what are rashis? Rashis are basically treasures which can be consumed. They are owned by somebody, in this case by the moon and the sun, Karkataka and Simha, Cancer and Leo. But if there is a graha present in those rashis, then it grahas that, grahans that. That is, it consumes those rashis or treasures. So let's see. What's next? What do you expect? Obviously, next to Cancer and Leo are Gemini and Virgo, right? Mithuna and Kanya. And who are the owners? There's only one owner, that is Mercury. And Mercury is in the Vishuddhi chakra, closest to the sun and the solar system. So that's basically why, again, we see that Mercury is associated with the Vishuddhi chakra. Of course, communication, knowledge, art, all these things, music, everything is associated with Mercury and our throat as well. The voice is said to be the simplest instrument to use, though of course most of us mess up with it, including me. Next, what's the next two rashis when you go out from the right center towards the left? We have just seen Karkataka and Simha at the center. Then we have seen Mithuna and Kanya, owned by Mercury. The next is Rishabha and Tula, both of which are owned by Venus. And that's why the very next chakra after Vishuddhi is Anahata, going down. So that's the reason why this particular chakra is owned by Venus. Love at the heart, of course. Where else? Next, after these two, that is basically Taurus and Libra, is the next two are Aries and Scorpio. So you come down to the region just above the navel, which is the Manipura chakra. You see that? You see the difference? Now we moved from the endoplanets, that's those within the Earth's orbit, these two, Mercury and Venus, to the exoplanets, the first of them being Mars. And you see that he owns Aries and Scorpio, or Mesha and Vrishchika. And that's the reason why that's there. And you see again in the South Indian chart, we are making a progression from the center right towards the center left. The next one is, or rather set, is Dhanur and Meena. Dhanur and Meena at the Swadhisthana chakra owned by Guru or Jupiter. See that pattern again? Wisdom and the ability to disseminate that wisdom amongst one and all. That is the Guru Tattva. Brahaspati, the Guru of all the Devas, nothing but our own Rajasic Gunas. Unlike Shukra, who is the Guru of the Asuras, nothing but our own Tamasic Gunas. Right? So finally, we go to the Muladhara chakra, the lowest, which is nothing but the Makara and Kumbha, or Capricorn and Aquarius, both of which adjacent zodiac signs, Rashis, owned by Saturn, Shanaishchara. So you see this beautiful pattern? Now we have gone to the left center of the South Indian horoscope's rectangular shape. It's very, very beautiful. There's a lot of systems associated with this. And then when you go to a Navagraha temple, again you see a pattern there. These 9 grahas, including of course the luminaries, sun and moon, and the metaphysical points, which are the ecliptics, which basically the intersection of the moon's apparent orbit around the earth and the sun's apparent orbit around the earth. These 2 points, the northern node and the southern node, astronomically speaking, are what astrologically transform into Rahu and Ketu, because when you associate these stories which have multiple layers of understanding there, you get a much deeper understanding, and also becomes a mnemonic to keep in the mind forever. So you see the beautiful progression that we have, whether you're raising your Kundalini from the Muladhara chakra of Saturn to beyond the Sahasrara to Rahu and Ketu, and even beyond that, that is beyond the physical and metaphysical, that is beyond the gross world and the subtle world to the causal world, that is beyond the Pitruloka, the energy field of Rahu and Ketu, to the Guru Tattva. Knowledge, wisdom, dissemination. Of course, you had him in Swadhisthana in a physical sense. Now it's beyond both physical and metaphysical into the causal realm. I hope this clarifies many of the doubts raised by a few of you. Well, the rain has stopped, or rather trickled down into a drizzle. Still enjoying my walk. The sun comes on and off every now and then, but what a lovely walk this has been. The fasting that I do, some of you had raised queries about that. Why 41 hours? That's because I start my fast for every Ekadashi on the evening of Dashami, that is the 10th phase of the moon from the sun. It's a relative position, it's all astronomical. At 6 p.m. on Dashami is when I begin my fast, continue it through the evening of Dashami, the whole day of Ekadashi, and break it on the day of Dwadashi at 11 a.m. It is after sunrise around 6 a.m. My usual breakfast time around 11 a.m. So 6 p.m. on Dashami to 11 a.m. on Dwadashi is what makes up the 36 plus 5, which is 41 hours. And what a wonderful feeling it is. I'm saying this not from book knowledge, but experientially. I haven't done this throughout my life. It's just been this year, thanks to the Corona Acharya, the coronavirus, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, which has brought in so many different practices among so many different people, and this is one such thing. So I've been doing it for almost 6 months now, and it's been a wonderful feeling. And just experiment it. with yourselves. It's something that refreshes you, not just for that day, but for the entire fortnight ahead, until the next Ekadashi comes. And then again, another opportunity to do this penance or tapas, which completely detoxifies not only the body, the mind, intellect, and of course connects you with the spirit, which is both individual, which means indivisible, and universal, which again means indivisible, so one and the same. Jai Hind, folks.